Mina the Hollower currently sits at a 91% on Metacritic and has sold over 500,000 copies in just 10 days. I'm your host Bunny Smacker, and today let's answer the question, is Mina the Hollower really that good? Mina the Hollower is a 2026 action-adventure game developed and published by Yacht Club Games. It released on May 29th, 2026, and is inspired by the gameplay and graphics of action-adventure games developed for the Game Boy family of video game consoles. As for the story of Mina the Hollower, while traveling to Teneboros Island to meet with Lionel, Mina's boat is suddenly attacked by a large creature, causing it to crash and leaving her stranded on the island. A fellow sailor on the ship, Cappy, prepares her for the journey ahead by giving her healing plasma vials. Mina makes her way to Ossex, only to find the town under attack by shock troopers led by Thorn, a bat who once served as the head of Lionel's guard, but has turned against him. After Mina fends off his attack, Thorn flees. Lionel meets Mina and informs her that 6 of these 7 generators have diluted, with Ossex's core generator still operating. He requests Mina to traverse Teneboros Island to fix the generators and restore power. Mina finds the surrounding landscape has been affected by antagonistic creatures, pollution, and adverse weather, with each generator guarded by a monster. Thorn confronts Mina and informs her the generators are the cause for the hostile environment and pleads with Mina to destroy them. Mina addresses her concerns to Lionel, but he tells Mina to ensure Thorn does not destroy them, as their destruction could cause even greater harm to the world. And the gameplay for Mina the Hollower: you take control of Mina, a genius inventor and mouse. She is a howler, a member of the guild dedicated to studying the earth. She can pick between 3 different weapons in the beginning of the game. They include the whip, Nightstar, dueling daggers, Whisper and Vesper, a hammer, Blast Strike Maul, that allows her to attack in 4 directions. Mina can unlock 2 additional weapons later in the game, and hold one at a time. Additionally, Mina can take advantage of her technique known as howling. This grants her the ability to burrow underground for a short time as a way to traverse short distances quickly and cross gaps while being invincible. Currency, called bones, can be spent to raise Mina's combat strategies, and trinkets can be equipped to provide permanent boost to her navigational and combative abilities. Sidearms can also be found throughout the world, providing Mina with a wide variety of support and combative roles. Unlike trinkets, however, sidearms are lost upon death. The game is in a 3/4 isometric perspective, similar to Game Boy Color games such as The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. The gameplay and game feel for controlling Mina throughout the adventure is not only fluid and satisfying, I would call it addicting in its quality. Even after I beat the game, I immediately restarted just so I could see what other starting weapons had to offer. While the game looks a lot like Link's Awakening for the Game Boy, I found the combat, especially since I chose the whip for my first playthrough, to be much closer to the Castlevania games for the NES. Attacks will lock you in place, so you'll really have to think before you strike the enemies. You'll also be regaining the ability to recharge your health by connecting strikes onto enemies in similar fashion to one of From Software's masterpieces, Bloodborne. All that being said, I really feel like you'll know if the combat is for you after the game's second boss. The music for Mina the Hollower is amazing, and it was composed by Jake Kaufman of Shovel Knight fame, and also Crypt of the Necrodancer. And here are some tracks that I enjoyed throughout my So to answer the question, is Mina the Howler as good as the internet will tell you it is? Well, for me, it is. I mean, I feel as though this is one of those rare games where somebody plugged it directly into my head and was like, here's a bunch of stuff you love in one video game. Have fun. A whip weapon, much like Vampire Killer from Castlevania. An art style inspired from the very first Zelda game I ever played in Link's Awakening. Difficult boss fights akin to the Dark Souls series. There are some things I didn't love about this game from my first playthrough, but most of my complaints are not only minor hiccups, but they can be completely hammered out through the game's extensive modifiers. From how much damage you take from falling into holes, to ignoring the game's level caps. There are so many accessibility options to really make the game a challenge tuned to how you game. Granted, for the sake of this review, I beat it without using any of them, as to play the game as it was, quote, unquote, intended to be played. I personally found it to be challenging but fair, much like their previous release, Shovel Knight. All of this is to say, you can literally smack a bunny around in this game, so it gets a 10 out of 10 from me. Thanks as always for watching. My next review is going to be on a short hike, so I will see you then. Same bunny time, same bunny channel. Alright, see ya.